Hello traders, this is Yanis from Nikos Trading Academy, and I would like to welcome you to our first video about our forecast with Renko. First of all, I will start with Euro Yen. You can see in Euro Yen we are already have pending orders waiting to go long. We have a really nice combination, a very powerful trend line broken, and of course, as always, and as we discuss in our live room, what we are waiting is a really nice textbook entry. The only thing missing, of course, is our 2 to 3 line break. You can see here I have already my pending orders with an APO of 70 pips going for 330, but keep in mind that we don't stop there, because with a huge 1 to 3, with this huge 1 to 3, we can go all the way up here even more, because we also practice our strategy that says keep your last position running like forever. If we check CADCHF, you will see something really interesting happening. Again, on higher settings, we have a really powerful big 1 to 3. We have reaction on major support area. Even if you have your trend line broken, I'm okay with that. And of course, once more, what you are looking for is an opportunity to go long. Again, I have here, let me delete this. I have here different approaches, of course, as usual. As you already know, we always have plan A, of course, and just in case, a plan B is always on the table or waiting to happen. So, as I said, this would be a really nice opportunity to go long. And again, as always, if you go to higher settings, you will see that this is a big range, and I have plenty of room also to cover. So again, if we can find a nice opportunity after this major trendline break, again, as always, with a really nice setup, what we would like, of course, to go is long. On the other hand, what happens if price reacts here like it did here, like it did before? What if price starts moving lower? What happens? Of course, once more, we wait for another nice setup to go short below our support area and waiting for 290 plus pips to go. It doesn't matter which direction we are going. It doesn't matter which pair you are focusing. All it matters is that you do the top-down approach correctly, and of course follow the rules. We continue to EURCHF. As always, it is a good thing to take a look at higher settings. Here I already have an uptrend. Price already has reacted on major support and resistance. I have a very powerful trend line break, and as always you can see that I have again a very powerful retracement. My resistance area here coming from higher settings and the resistance from my EMAs is still holding. Like we have in our watch list, in our live room, in our daily live room, what we are focusing in is to go short. Most of you already know that you don't need to go on an M24, but you can combine it with lower risk and lower settings entry. Lower settings for you to be able to create our win-win scenario, and lower settings so you can have a much more lower APO. That means lower risk. Or with our trading EA, you can have lower APO, lower settings entry, and lower risk, just in case. Switching to GBP New Zealand dollar, what I have here, continuously lower lows and lower highs. Many of you are already short. What I have is a reaction, or someone could say, what about a wedge? No problem here. What I look again is the bigger picture, and I have already identified support and resistance levels from our live room. So the previous time price reacted here, what happened, it went up almost 1000 pips. Who is telling me that it won't do it again? No one. But who is telling me that it won't go short? No one. Market can do whatever it wants without having any consequences. We are the ones that will get the consequences. So I of course go to lower settings, and the first scenario or plan A is to get a reaction here like happened on previous times, and as always I would like to get a setup above this area. I would like to take advantage of these 230 pips for me to create my win-win scenario. But if you remember, I said I would like to go for these 1000 pips or even more. I could say maybe this one, double tops. So with a nice opportunity, like I said, 230 pips for our win-win scenario, 600 plus for our long-term or the bigger picture, or even 900 or even more. Again, we already have the patience and we already have practiced numerous times our strategies to keep our last position running. Now, if we go to Euro Aussie, most of you will say, let's go short. Okay, that is exactly what my lower settings say. I have lower low. I have combined resistance area weighting. But we always look at the bigger picture. Not many people are doing that. And if I go on the bigger picture, what do I have? We are talking about a powerful range that is over, and price was going short for, let's say, if I count my crossovers, 3,500 pips. And suddenly this very powerful trend is over, and I have a really powerful combination. We already know about what that combination is. So what I would like actually is to go short against everybody else that will go short and maybe get stopped out after a 30-40 pips. But actually I'm going long for 3,000, 2,000, 1,500. I'm going always for the bigger picture. I'm not targeting 5-10 pips a day. I'm going for 1,000 pips a month. Look at the bigger picture. So what happens here actually is that, again, at this point, I'm waiting a reaction. It doesn't mean it will happen again, but that's the plan B. First, I focus on the bigger picture, and if that doesn't happen, then I switch to plan B. For now, with what we have here, actually, I would wait to go long. Now, on GBPJPY, we had several opportunities to go long. But on our live room, what I said is, if you are early on the trend, this is your target. What that target is, a very powerful trend line coming from my higher settings. So actually I said you can go long with much more lower settings, but I would prefer to wait for my opportunity to bounce trade that short. Again, that's why I have my trend line here. So if I get an opportunity, I will be very close to a trend change after a reaction, and that means I will be going for 300 pips. Instead of being, let's say, here with a late entry, going for 100 pips. Or from here, going for almost 200 pips. Again, think big. Wait for the price to do what you want it to do. Knowing when not to trade is a very good strategy. Now, oil. You already see our pending orders. Another powerful combination. As always, if we look at the bigger picture, you will see that price couldn't stay below this area and actually starts to break a very powerful again trend line, creating higher highs, higher lows, creating several setups. Once more, it would be always nice to get the best retracement. We have already discussed about that. And again, practice patience. You don't have to stay in front of the charts. Remember our robot. We can put everything there, and when the time is right, it will do everything that we have assigned. That's why the good thing, that's the good thing with our robot, our EA, because Renko is not time-based. So I could wait for my, let's say, 2 to 3 line break a couple of days instead of saying that, okay, it will take 4 or another candle, maybe 8 hours. No, this is not going to happen here. Here, that could happen even in a week. We've seen that, we've tested it, and we know what to do. So remember also our robot. Aussie yen, another retracement is about to happen. Verify everything when you're about to make your move. My 36 EMA has broken. I switched to 960 and I see a huge retracement. We always have in mind the reaction with a lower high scenario, and that's why when you trade after a reaction and you go on the same direction, you always go with lower risk and even wait for a lower settings entry. What's the whole point is to create your win-win scenario quickly. This is almost 400 pips of a room. Plenty of room when I have 40, 50 pips of an APO. That means I will be able to create my win-win scenario quickly, especially when you follow the main trend and you have everything looking good and you get a nice retracement, textbook entry retracement, like Nikos used to say, you have nothing to fear. So Aussie yen, of course, focusing long. CAD yen, as you can see, we have pending orders going long. Again, we verify everything, and of course we can see that we have a very good reason why we go long. And again, as always, we have our verifications here, and once more, the only thing missing is our setup. We had some of them here, another one is about to happen. You could combine higher settings with lower settings if they look good. Here it does look good, so I focus one more settings higher, and as you can see, I have my higher highs, my higher lows, and my last position is waiting there for me for long. Something that I've been waiting for a long time is this. What is this? This is a very powerful combination and already reacting. What's my target? It's already there. It's waiting for me. And once more, plenty of room. So, again, I can focus on lower settings to get my retracement, depending what kind of retracement I'm going to get, and my resistance is waiting there for me to get 800 pips or even more. Even if you get here, even if you get 800 pips, once more, we will not close everything. Why should we? We have already win-win scenario. Our last position will have 800 pips. Even if our APO is 50 pips, it doesn't matter. We can give back 50 pips. It will leave us with 750. A lot of things, a lot of pips to have in our piggy bank, let's say. Don't be too greedy. Give something back to the market, and as always, we will get it back 5 times, 10 times back. So New Zealand dollar CHF waiting for a long opportunity to happen. So this is it for our weekly Forex forecast, or in Renko, let's say. Thank you very much. As always, don't forget our daily live room. Have a beautiful week, profitable one, and above all, stay safe. Thank you very much, everybody.